Hello and welcome to me explaining what I did for the game scraps that I made for my class through Full Sail University. Alright, so interesting, I didn't do any of this. This was all done for us. We specifically had a certain set of things we were supposed to follow as far as the game design document goes. So what we are doing is we're making a level for the Scraps universe game, and it's a post-apocalyptic world where people are out looking and scavenging the world for useful things, or that people will pay them for, that live back in the safe space, also known as the Bastion. So a few of our restrictions that we really had was we couldn't make AI or basically any characters. We weren't allowed to do any of that. We couldn't make weapons, and we were just given like a gravity gun basically to be able to move things around, and that was our main source of stuff to do. So from that, we had to develop levels, and then we paired up with people, and we put our levels together to make one kind of final project. So I will go over what I specifically did for my level, not everybody's entire level. So let's go over it. When you first walk into this world, you're caught here, and you come into this terrain area, and you kind of see a building over there to the right. You see some foliage. You see a like a radio tower and a little kind of house-looking thing in the background, and this gate to the left. Now, I designed all of this terrain. I made the terrain. I added textures to it. I did not specifically design the rocks. They were assets pre-made for us that we could use, and I just did the placements of them and made sure they had their mesh colliders attached to them and everything that we can't run through them. It was specifically what I did for the rocks, is I decided where to place them and stuff. And then over here, this building over here, I did not make this. This was one of my teammates' buildings, but I did design the terrain leading up to it. I designed that, and like I decided to put the house in the background back there just to add more depth to my level and make it feel more real, like you were in a real game in a real place. So this is Josh Kane's level, who I worked with. Alright, but we will not be going over that. So, but coming this way, walking this way, this is my level behind this gate. And we were told we needed a linear path. So what we did for our linear path was I went in, I designed this gate, and then I took the chance to, when his level finishes, because his ends where it starts, um, when you go through the very last room right before you get back out to the start, I just put a small volume there as a trigger to remove this gate. So the gate gets destroyed upon going through the trigger. So, and out here I put a couple collectibles. As you can see, we just picked up the lockpicks on the left side. And our main objectives is to get back to the Bastion, which you can kind of see through the hills back there, that tall building. That's the Bastion. So that's our main objective right now. Alright, and let me quick just run through Josh's level, and I'll come back with my level. Alright, so we just finished running through Josh's level, and in doing so, as you can see now, the gate that was once there blocking our path is now open. So what I can do now is go in here, and once you walk through where the gate was blocking, there you get a update on your objective. Uh your objective now is to find four refined uranium cases on the way there. So out here, right? Uh out here. Oh my god. Alright, out here there is a couple rocks and stuff, and if you can see, there's kind of like a blue tint up there. That's the glass that I made. Alright, so and the rocks, you can see that if you by putting a collectible under it that glows, you can it helps teach the player that they can interact with these rocks without exactly telling them that they can, without having to exactly say that you can interact with them, like without giving them a hand holding thing. So doing that is also a good way to, when you walk up here, you realize that you get a message saying that there must be a way to break this glass. So what you can do is, once now that you learned that, you can move the rocks. Oh, maybe I can use the rock to break this glass. So what happens is when this rock hits it, it's coded to know that when something is being used by your gravity gun, that it's supposed to break, and it will play the sound. And once you walk in, I have a script set up to change the lighting in the level to more of an inside lighting, and you can use your flashlight because this is supposed to be an old rundown kind of building, right? Because it's post-apocalyptic. So you can walk up here, and that case that was on the ground there is some refined uranium, and this box here is supposed to represent some unrefined uranium. So what you want to do is you take it and you want to match the colors up, and it opens this door here. So once you get inside here, you notice that there's a turret here. And what you want to do is, if you walk up to it, this turret will start shooting you. So you want to kind of run away from the turret. And part of learning to break the glass, taking damage. But part of learning to break the glass with the rock is also important for this part. Because you can learn that if you take a box and you throw it at the um turret, it breaks the turret when you hit it. So that was one of my design mechanics, was learning that when you uh throw things that you have with your gravity gun at certain objects, some of them might break. So like in here, there's some glass right here. So you just want to break this glass. The glass is kind of hard to see here. If I had was going to make another iteration on this, I would definitely do that. And then um, so so you're still in the kind of dark, and you learn that, oh, it worked last time, so I'm gonna do it again. And I already picked it up, but right underneath here, right here was another case of you refined uranium. Just kind of little like breadcrumbs to help lead the player along in the right direction, without necessarily holding their hand. So down here, like as you can see, it's kind of glowing here. And then you look, there's another turret here. So this turret's just doing its thing. It's looking for the player right now, like that's, and once you walk in with within a certain range, you'll run into an invisible sphere collider that will pick you up and track you, and it'll shoot at you. So just like the other one, you can use the box to throw it at it. And then if you walk around here, you'll notice, oh, it's the pillars again, but there's 3 this time. And so naturally you want to though match up the matching light, and I made it a little bit brighter just to help the player out, just to throw it up and add a little twist. And there's also a little crawl space right here where you can find another collectible, and these collectibles are used for in the full game of being able to get you more money and get a higher score, which is the objective. So like that was just supposed to be known as like an identity stealer. You stole somebody's identity and you can get some money for it when you get back to the bastion. So, and now you're like, oh man, I gotta find the right box, but the right box always glows in this. So you find the glowing box out of the giant pile of boxes, take it over here, and you want to put it on top of here, and it opens the door. Then you go up these stairs. So you get up the stairs, and there's a turret right in front of you. Now, so it's a lot harder because unless you run back down and grab a box, which not everybody will do, you're gonna have to run around this turret to be able to grab something to destroy it. So, boom, it's attacking you, and if it deals, obviously, if your health goes to 0, you go back to one of the pre-existing checkpoints. So that's another little feature. I did not make the checkpoint system, that was already included for me, but all the turrets I did make. So you run through, you can just grab this and hit it, and it destroys it. Alright. And then on your way, you notice, hey, another refinery item. And then your objectives are complete. So as you can see on the right side there, it says find four refined uranium cases, and they are completed. And it turns green. So, and then you grab the green box, max it up with the green cube, and it opens this door. And it's just a simple just a simple cube collider up there, and it notices when the correct. You cannot use different cubes because it's not the tag that it's checking, it's the name, and I named them all different things to specifically check for the correct box from the correct room to go up there. So you can't bring a different green cube up here and use it. So you jump down these stairs, and then you get greeted by another turret, but luckily there's one box right here. So you hit it, and it's a delay. I have it delayed to make sure the entire sound plays before deleting it, because otherwise there was just where it wouldn't play the sound at all. And then there's the glass again to go back outside. So you break the glass, oh, and you open up open up a way for yourself to get through, and now you're outside. And then you can see you don't necessarily know how to go, but you assume it's that way because the bastions are. But I added a little bit of money back here for you to grab if you do decide to look this way, just for anybody that's curious and wants to explore. Alright, and then this last little part up here, this is almost the end of my level, so you run up here, right? And there's one last turret right there. A cheeky little bugger waiting for you to come around the corner. So, just as you've been taught for the rest of the level, like you grab a rock or something of the sort, and you can just kind of hit the turret with it, and it breaks it. And I made this little bridge type thing to walk over to um, Nick's level, and in the background that is the bastion. I made the hills, made all this just to add more foliage and make it look more like a real level. And yeah, and that's the end of the mechanics and what I personally did for this game.